That's why you're blocked. Blocked.
That's why you're blocked. You're listening to That's Why You're Blocked podcast.
Hello, and we're back. Hi, I'm Carson Bailey.
I'm Chanel Schott.
And this is That's Why You're Blocked podcast. That was a very bad preposition statement, but grammar Nazis don't kill me. All right, how you been?
Been good. I've been good. Been, we're in search of podcast content. We're trying out dating again. So it's been interesting.
We just had the longest sleepover two young adult women could possibly ever have. I'm so tired.
And y'all, we are
I kind of don't want to talk to you for like another week. We've been not in a bad way.
Wow.
Oh my gosh.
See this whole I promise y'all, she does not like me for real.
That's not even true. I'm just been here for 3 days. I got a ticket.
I know, I'm sorry.
I'm probably not gonna come back out here.
She's never come back to visit me. She's gonna be like, "Oh, you want to record? Okay, come home, come back to
like,
PG."
what's the next time you gonna be out here? Yeah, so it's been a weekend. It's been interesting. Also, I feel like, and I'll probably get more into this, but I'm not exactly enjoying the way I look. So like, I'm not really trying to go out.
She doesn't want to go out until she's skinny, y'all.
Yeah, I know. So y'all might not catch me for 4 years.
Oh my gosh.
Or I'm going to try that crack diet and, lose 30 pounds in 2 days. All right, so let's get into it.
All right. So, on our grandma's weekend, because we said that we were going to, what has prompted us to want to start dating again outside of podcast content? Is that it? Is that literally the only reason?
And we wanted a tax write-off, for you guys.
Basically, we wanted, okay, so we were sitting here.
Did you ever stop dating?
Yeah.
When?
The fall. I didn't date at all. Like, at all. I mean, maybe, let's see. When I started my grad program from September to about December, I had gone on 2 dates. One of them was a repeat date. One of them was just to hang out, just to grab some food.
Okay, so you started back dating.
And even January, February, I think I got on the app again first weekend March, maybe last week in February.
Yeah.
So it has been like a good minute, close to 6 months.
Oh, wow.
And you ain't stopped dating, have you?
Had I ever started?
Yes, you have. It's
Not
just
really.
about being like more, I guess, intentional. But yeah. I don't mind taking breaks from it. Sometimes I just don't feel like being bothered.
Yeah. I definitely feel that. So, we dipped our toe back into dating. At least I did. I tried to. Got on another dating app, and it's been maybe 13 days, and I'm already over it. Anxiety is just high as hell.
Well, I feel like that's just the nature of dating apps. They're not something that you should be on for months at a time.
I don't know how people do it.
I feel like dudes do it more.
I mean, yeah, I'm seeing the
they're
same
not as
7
much of a-
niggas on this app.
You're right. That's the most hilarious thing. It's like, didn't I? Oh, okay, yeah, that's definitely you. So I mean, it just proves that they out here in this dating game too. But I feel like niggas can be on different apps and like for months straight at a time. Whereas I think women, honestly, after a month, I'm no longer interested in this app. Like I grab the people who I wanted to talk to. I have the number. I'll let it die down and then I'll try it again next season.
I was going to say, I don't even know if I could last a month. But, all right. So how has the dating apps been treating you?
Well, I like Bumble the best. So this is the first time that I tried Bumble, like, for dating. I tried Bumble for female friends, like, a few months ago, like, when I decided I was going to take a break from dating. But it was weird. I was like, so are we macking each other? Like, what am I swiping on? Am I swiping on if I think you're a cute girl or not? This is weird. What conversation are we having?
Yeah, I downloaded like 2 different friendship apps, and it was kind of like dating apps, and I was like, I got overwhelmed, and no new friends, so.
No new friends. She be trying to see other people on me, though, y'all, but no new friends.
I was going to say, I mean, It's kind of like my dating life. It doesn't work.
Okay, so we decided that this weekend, I don't know why, but we decided that this weekend in particular, we were going to go out. We were not going to be grandmas. And I think we succeeded, technically.
I mean, yeah, but
Technically. So,
girl, I had bags under my eyes. I am tired.
so basically, this will not be a repeat. We were right the first time. If we go out one night, we are not going out the second night.
If you go out 1 month,
I'm not that bad.
I don't know.
All right, so.
All right.
All right, where do you want to pick up from? Okay.
Yep. All right. So, since we're old ass bitches,
we needed an itinerary so that we can go out, and we have gone over this itinerary.
Well, no. All right. So what happens? Right. We decide we're going out, and it's like, okay, what are we doing? What outfits do we need? Because, like I said, I've gained weight, so got to find out the right fit. So she's like, all right, you know what? I'm gonna send you an itinerary.
So we start off with this itinerary, and before she even gets here, the itinerary changes like 4 different times.
Yeah.
The itinerary starts off with her showing up around like 7, 8 o'clock, and then we were going to find some.
We go out to eat because we were hungry.
Yeah.
So we go out to eat, and it's cool. While we're eating, all right, let's backtrack because Chanel here was supposed to. We're on her side of town.
Yeah, so the original plan
so she was responsible for getting the hose.
Yes, the original plan was, since we're in Baltimore, that I would pull 2 hoes from here, and then tomorrow night or Saturday night we were going to be out like DC, and Carson would take that over. So my hoes were just flaky. Like, one of them was like, "Oh, well, my friend doesn't get off from work, but we'll see." So I was like, okay, cool. So next on the chopping block, I don't think that I come up with anyone else from this side of Baltimore. But while we're eating, Chanel's phone rings. But wait, before we get there, it's very important to understand that going out in Baltimore is a lot different than going out in like DC and other places. It's like really, really hard to find a sweet spot. Most of the places are either like 28 and up type of crowd, or like freaking 19 and 20. In college. So trying to find that sweet spot can be pretty hard.
So yeah, we're eating at we pull up. That's not even what happened. We are hungry as shit, okay? We are hangry. I'm like, bro, I really haven't eaten. I went for a long walk with our other friend. Hey, Kennedy girl, how you doing? And so then we go to the restaurant. And when we walk in, it was more people than I thought was going to be inside. I mean, you couldn't really see from outside. We walk in, and then everybody's just looking at us.
I'm pretty sure she was imagining that, y'all. I don't recall anyone looking at us.
While you were walking, everybody turned around. Well, maybe
we
she's
were
just
walking like
the bad bitch that you are. You used to it, period.
That's not what I'm saying. I don't recall people staring unusually.
Oh, ooh. So she's used to it. True to this, not
Whatever.
new to this.
We
Right, sorry for the commercial break.
Yeah, that was Cristal. But we were walking through, like, everyone was seated. We were standing, like, we were walking through. I think it's natural to just take a little quick look. Do you feel like people were staring?
She's just a bad bitch, y'all. And I just couldn't keep up. I wasn't used to being with
low-key, I just don't be
celebrity.
noticing shit. Like, you know me. I really just don't be noticing shit either. So, it could be that.
She's a celebrity.
It could be that. So
we're sitting down, we're eating our food. It's a decent restaurant. And I get a FaceTime call from a number.
Now, we know that Carson don't save nobody's numbers. We are the complete opposites in this.
Yeah, she saves number by blood type.
I really do. Number, if I know where you work, your job, as well as where I met you.
So I get a FaceTime call from somebody, and I answer. I'm like, who is this? And they were trying to see what I was on. I'm like, oh, I'm actually not. I'm on the other side of town. They're like, oh, me too. And I was like, oh, well then shit, what's up? Right? But like, I couldn't even remember who this person was.
Or what he looked like.
I mean, I saw what he looked like. I'm like, where did I meet him? I didn't get this information. Like,
did you ever remember where you met him?
Yeah.
It was Hinge?
Yep.
Okay.
I had to re-download it to check. Shout out to you, Waka Flocka. Shout out to you. So we ended up meeting with our good guy out in some part of Baltimore. I don't know. I don't have a good sense of direction.
Fells Point.
So we go out there, and I guess that's their version of U Street.
Mm-hmm.
And so, we're trying to find parking. And if you know me, I'm not the best driver. So I accidentally gave a little car kiss, but that was it.
Oh, I wasn't even going to mention it. I was going to leave it alone.
Period.
But we sure enough did.
And then her op ass after we leave go walk up to the car and be
I
like,
was a little
oh,
lit.
it's fine. Like, dang,
I was a little lit. So when I didn't notice at first. The only reason why I noticed you kissed the car was because I saw something like moving, and I was like, yo, is that us or is that the car? And then I saw a group of white people just stop and stare. And they were staring for a minute, and I
saw it, and I was like, all right,
we're just going to move.
It's like, this is not the spot for us. So we peeled off on another parking spot. We get out, and we're standing in a line for I guess the only black club or whatever.
Yeah.
So the Waka Flock and Bobby Schmurder, they meet up with us. They're brothers, I guess, like real siblings.
I mean, it looked like a different daddy situation.
I mean, it ain't my beef. So we were standing in line, and Waka Flocka, I guess he was having a hard day. So he was like, I don't even want to wait. So we just go to some random bar, and we get drinks. And so, what, when 4 people, 2 boys and 2 girls are together, you know what happens. They separated us. They split up the dream team.
They really did.
Yeah.
They really did.
And Bobby Schmurder was all in Chanel's ear, whispering sweet nothings. Every time I looked over, they were all like cuddled up and huddled up. He's all around her.
Hey, yeah, we were not cuddled up and huddled up. I'm just a good wing woman. Okay, so let me tell it from my perspective, y'all. So we're in line. You know what's really funny is I was low-key, high-key checking out the guy that was like in front of us.
Yeah,
like,
me too. I was like, worst case scenario, bitch.
Worst case scenario.
We drove, so.
Yeah, and they were staying in line. Like, they were troopers. They were like, we getting into this club.
Yeah, no, because they weren't bad, but they had on masks, which, smart. I think we had on it too. But you can't see,
You really can't see all the features with someone who has a mask. Honestly, with a mask, everyone look a little, better than they probably do. It's probably giving everyone at least 1 point up.
I don't know. I feel like it takes away.
Really?
Yeah. I feel like my best feature on my face are my lips. They're very cute.
Okay. All right. So yeah.
What do you think your best feature is? I'm just curious.
My eyes.
Oh yeah.
I hate you.
And she's one of those people who like, my eyes, like she waits for people to say that. Oh, you've got such pretty eyes.
I do, ho. Don't hate.
Okay,
with the right shadow and liner, they look lighter.
Yeah, she puts on her signature look, and she stands in the sun and waits for people to compliment her eyes.
Wait for people to compliment, or people just do. Okay, it's 2 different things.
No, period.
Okay, so
see, I'm with a celebrity.
Whatever. So we're standing in line, and Bobby Schmurder, which is what we'll call his brother, I think he talked to me, obviously, because,
he seemed a little more personable between the two of them.
Yeah, probably. So I forgot. So they said they were from Virginia, and I went to school out in Virginia. So I asked, what school, I think I told him what school I went to, and he happened to have gone there too before me, because they were some old niggas. But
we'll get into
before me, but we were in the same scholarship program.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Oh, really? That's why we had so much to talk about. We had the same major, or within like the same school. So I was a biology major, he was a chemistry major, and we were in the same STEM program.
Look at these smart niggas.
So we were talking about that, like where he lives on campus and stuff like that. And that's why we had so much to talk about initially. And he just thought I was really, really pretty.
Yeah, he
was a, what would you give him, like a solid, 4 or 5 at best?
I was going to say, he's probably not used to being with such a famous celebrity.
He wasn't used to
starstruck.
Yeah, I don't think he was used to, I don't
beautiful women.
Know how to say
Yikes.
This. I mean, compliments are really nice, and I enjoy compliments and stuff. But I could tell that he was giving me compliments because he really just was not used.
You may leave these niggas on stupid. Stuck on stupid. You take their breath away. Their common sense.
I don't say all that, but let's see. Okay, so we end up going to the other bar, which was a chill place. I had been there before, but I didn't remember like how chill of a place it was. It was nice. The drink was strong. The drink was big.
It was a double.
Yeah. I think I had 2 vodka cranberries.
Yeah, I had one because I was driving and I already kissed a car, so there's no need to make out with one.
Dead ass.
It's like, all right now.
Okay, so I'll start with the conversation that me and him were having, and then we'll go over to yours, because apparently, according to Carson, whenever she looked over, me and him were just having like the best time ever. I mean,
I think I've read, like, when people are interested, they do there's certain attributes. So he was kind of like touching on you and being pretty like, engaging with eye contact. He seemed interested.
Yeah.
I'm no body language specialist, but
yeah,
person I was eating chicken wings. And I was just looking at him eat chicken wings. So,
hey, yeah, he was interested. Well, we didn't get any food though. He just got the drinks.
Yeah, because
so.
we had to eat.
I mean, we didn't pay for anything.
I mean, we paid for dinner for ourselves, but it was fine. I mean, they were
true.
cool. Oh, I mean, well, he started off the person. Waka Flocka was like, he was saying that he's an older guy, and he's I probably wasn't used to
He told you?
Yeah, he was
you
gonna
weren't
say
used to
like some real shit. He's like, I'll probably change your life, put you on, because to me, $200-$300 dates is nothing. And I was like, well, then run the check.
right.
When are we going
Don't
out
talk
to
about
eat?
it, be about it.
Yeah, that's another thing. People will say that and they don't spend no money. Cash at me right now, then, if it's not that big of a deal.
Exactly.
But
hold on, just to point that out, I really think that you should really stop leading with money if you don't want women to spend your money. Like, please. Like, I was hanging out with someone, and one of his first words to me were, "Oh, money's not an issue." Okay, you're telling me money is not an issue. Don't introduce me to a vibe that you cannot maintain. Don't tell me money is not an issue, and then all of a sudden it's, oh, well, what am I getting in return from this? Money's not an issue, so you shouldn't care.
Yeah, I mean.
And then be like, oh, well, I don't like when girls like want to use me for my money. You want to be used for your money.
Ooh.
That's one of the first things that you said.
She's pulling your card.
I'm just saying. All right, continuing. So he'll say he basically was saying like, I'm gonna change your life, girl. Take you out to the strip club.
Not the strip club. No, Stevie.
I'm never going back. You keep trying to send me back. I'm never going back.
But I feel like, from what I understood, he didn't have, like, he just had some issues with his car, so he just wasn't having a good day. So he just didn't seem like he was in the best mood. I mean, we talked. He was kind of talked about dating and, how we got to this point. I said, hey, I wasn't really looking for something. My last relationship was basically about a year ago. Mm-hmm. And so I'm kind of just opening back up to that.
Right.
And stuff. And I guess, I don't know how we got on, like, insecurities and stuff. And then we talked about love languages. And for me, I think we said it. For me, I'm acts of service, words of affirmation, quality time. And I think, like most guys, are pretty, like, physical touch and quality time. And I was like, yeah, for me, physical touch is at the very bottom. I don't even know if it scored a point. And he's like, oh, yeah, that makes sense. That makes sense from what you said. Like, your insecurities and all that stuff, that makes sense. And I was like, all right, Dr. Phil. Thanks for the read.
Oh, I think for me, physical touch is actually getting higher, but I fucking movie theater, so maybe it's always been high, and I just don't. I just never.
She be dry snitching on herself. It don't even be me.
I'm just saying.
Well,
so
I
maybe
feel like
it's always been high. Like I know if I'm on a date, like if someone does make a move to like put their arm around me, like I know, okay, maybe he must, be a little interesting. Like you don't be escalating. That's just a turn off.
Her favorite word, escalation.
It really is my favorite word. Don't be doing all that, but putting your arm around me. Like if we go the entire date and there's not a whole lot of like physical interaction at all, not like I'm going to assume you're not interested, but I have to question and I have to wonder like, okay, so what do you want from this? What do I want from this? Where are we going? Where are we moving?
For me, I guess I think that there's a certain level of comfortability that I have to have.
That makes sense.
Vulnerability for me to be pretty affectionate, because I do think I am an affectionate person, but it's just like, it's going to take me a while. Like, I got to be comfortable. And
I don't think niggas
I think that, like, I was probably a touchy person that grew up around, like, super non-touchy people. So, like, I don't do that. But I think it's most insecurities, because I feel like I'm a taller, bigger girl, so I don't feel always super petite. So, like, holding hands, they'd be like, "Oh my gosh, you like got like long fingers and all that stuff." And so I was like, I don't want to do that.
Well,
But if you guys ever heard the Gemini song from Wale, I'm not saying that's me, but
it is.
I'm not necessarily saying that.
It is.
But yeah, like I said,
the freakiest women are the most comfortable women.
yeah, that is
You can't
true.
be super comfortable with someone after 24 hours, and I think
If
that niggas
that.
just be wanting women to get there really, really fast.
What I don't understand is like you don't want her to fuck everybody, but you want her to fuck you with not much effort. I don't get
Makes
that.
no sense.
It really doesn't. But while we were having a conversation, found out he had a kid, and I was like,
Dried up real quick.
I mean, it wasn't like it was a super soaker, but I was like, I'm still a little too young to be a stepmommy. Not that it was we were going there.
We discussed this with Kennedy. If a dude has been slinging around since 15, 16 years old, by the time he gets to at least 26, 28, it's probable that he'll have a kid.
Girl, we're about to be 26.
I said for them, not for us, because we live in a different life. I mean, $400 is just about to stay somewhere around. I'm not playing these games with these niggas. I
Emergency
promise you,
fund.
before I have sex, I will literally tell someone, "Hey, look, just to remind you, I have a future. All right." And maybe I think it offends some of them. Because I'm not saying that you don't. I'm just saying, like, I just want you to know that I have one and I care about it. So don't be on no dumb shit. Continue.
I'll put a baby in it, and I'll take that bitch.
That sounds like a
the
threat.
fuck out. It is. I treat it as a threat. It's
Yeah,
violence.
you said there was there's a lyric in J. Cole. He's like, I put something, fuck your Instagram. I put something on your sonogram. You were like, oh, that's a threat to me.
That is a personal threat. I am calling the cops. There is a menace out here in these streets. But I mean, people have told me that before, and I was like, and I will not come back over. Can't trust it. But shout out to birth control, because
Stop trying to trap women.
Your girl is good. Because I know if I end up pregnant, a lot of
baby.
people are going to get it. And most of all, it's going to be my OBGYN.
Oh, my gosh.
Bitch, you did something wrong.
All right, so I'm trying to think if anything else stood out during the conversation.
And then Friday, I mean, it was cool. They were chill.
Yeah, just talking back and forth.
They were gonna come back here and chill, but they were like, "Oh, we don't want to sit in the common room," and like,
oh, well.
she ain't got no furniture.
I don't have no furniture. Oh, well.
So we went to sleep. Then we got up, and Master Chanel put me to work.
Okay, well, before we get there, Carson and her date thought it was funny. Towards the end, I guess the guy, he wanted to hold hands with me, and he slapped my ass like while we were walking. It was like, huh.
This man, he was feeling his vodka cranberries too, I guess.
Yeah,
they were holding hands.
He definitely was. So we were walking back towards the car, and I think your date was like, "Yo, how long have y'all been going out together?"
Yeah, it was just part fun. And then
I'm just a good wing woman.
Chanel was being the op alert and went to the car that, like I said, I gave a little kiss to, and was like, "Oh, it don't look that bad." I was right there, like, "Girl,
I was a little lit, okay." But yeah, so we woke up the next day, and I put her to work on my hair. My hair looks pretty good though, y'all. Now I just know where to go.
I was going to say, so we did her hair, but she lives in a popping apartment, because we were in the common area. And it looked like beauty shop. And I just felt so bad. It was so ghetto.
We had hair every week.
Gel. I felt so bad. I feel like all the white people were like, okay, it's a little too black. This is very progressive.
But they did give some tours to some black people, and most of them were black women, and some of them were like, okay, girl, I got next. Like, I felt like they were giving that energy.
They were just being polite. They were like, all right, this is off the list.
maybe
Throw baby.
It doesn't matter. So it took longer than expected, obviously.
I told her.
We started about 11. We finished about 6:30ish.
I was like, I'm not a professional. And we stopped.
I mean, it's fun.
We were chilling. It wasn't like
we weren't. I wouldn't say we were in a rush.
Yeah.
We watched a really cute movie called Moxie.
It was cute.
Shout out to that movie.
Only thing is, I wish it highlighted the other characters. It was a step in the right direction, as well as, I don't want to say the sexualization of like LGBT was kind of like.
Yeah, I think there needs to always be someone of that community in the room, and not for diversity purposes, but just like their stories are told with thought. Like I just, they have feelings, like the same way that men and women, when they get together, they have feelings that, oh, I like you, oh, the hand holder, like all that type of stuff. It doesn't just go straight to sex. It doesn't just go straight to sex for people of that community too. So that was a tad frustrating because I loved everything else about the movie.
What I really liked was that the love interest was a person of color, like the guy was, which was cool. Mm-hmm. I like that. I don't know.
Sweet.
He was so good. Like, we need more men like them. The only thing, though, I felt like certain things they put in to, like, all right, let's put in the thing with the hair so that everybody's like, yeah, black girls, you know, like.
Oh, yeah, towards the end.
It was just, she just popped out of nowhere. Why didn't she get any other speaking roles? He's like, don't touch my hair. And all the white ladies like this.
I'm
like
weak.
Fucking seals. Like that just.
Yo, not seals.
I just feel like they
had a transgender character as well.
That was cool.
Yeah.
And I think that it was definitely a step in the right direction. It was a good idea. And the only thing is, like, you let the white girl's the one that started it, you know. Yeah. But
I mean,
it was a cute coming of age story. I enjoyed that they even called out the whiteness too. Mm-hmm. So I liked that. It was very cool.
Yeah. Definitely, like,
and I did think it portrayed a really accurate depiction of how I feel like older women, especially, aid and abet in like the sexism.
Yeah, like, so they were starting. I mean, just to keep it short, the girls at the high school were starting a revolution about, like, things that they thought were despicable going on at their school, like when guys do the list and they post all these things like most bangable, most best rack, like all these things that comment on women's bodies and like what they. Because
the one girl was like, "Hey, I'm being harassed," and like, how can you be harassed by a conventionally attractive white man that's the star football player? Mm-hmm. And the teacher was like, or the principal was like, "I just don't want to. Like, that's a lot of paperwork to fill out. Basically, we could probably just talk about it.
Your issue is not important enough for me to do the paperwork. Get over it." So that was, you know, like,
a good movie. Other than that, yeah. But those are just our little ceilings. So we did that. We finished our hair. Master allowed me to get a cup of water during the 7 hours that I was at work.
This bitch is doing way too much. I even bought her food afterwards. That was her payment.
I mean, you still technically owe me a bottle, but
I will get you your bottle. Gosh.
All right. So let's go into Saturday night. So it is now the next day, and even though us grandmas already went out once, we're like, okay, let's try again.
We won't be doing that again.
We will never be doing that again.
We won't be doing that again. We're done. I think we are past that. I could do
it on a vacation setting.
Probably. I mean, because you paid to be there. I'm just realizing I'm more of a, if we go out one night, like the next night, I kind of want to do something low key. Like, I kind of want to switch.
We go out one night. Call me in a month.
I kind of want to switch an energy. So, all right. So it's Saturday night, and since her host came through last night, I'm like, okay, it's my time to shine. We're still undecided in Baltimore because the hair took really long. So the plan,
it really didn't. I definitely told you.
Whatever.
I was like, it's gonna take longer than you think. She was trying to set aside like 3-4 hours. I was like, I know myself.
Okay. The plan was to leave the Baltimore area and go over to like DC and go on over there. But because the hair took longer, by the time we finished at 6:30, like, we were tired. So we rested, rejuvenated.
I just kind of watched, a documentary and hopped in the shower. But we decided to
try it again.
Try again. So she said there's a guy that she was kind of liking. A little bit.
Which set? Second set? Or
yeah, that's what you said.
The older one? Or the sweet spot? The one we actually did hang out with?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Okay, so there are two sets of niggas. So the first set, this was an older
shout out to
guy.
them if they do listen.
Yeah,
welcome
we told
to
them
your
to
tape.
listen. Oh, yeah. I guess I'm about to reveal that they were a part of a second plan.
Well, hey, do you care?
Not really.
I don't give a fuck.
He was a nice guy, though. We'll get to that. So the first set
was like a doctor and an engineer.
We'll get there. The first set was this older guy that was messaging me. This Negro either wanted a green card or wanted to get married. Like, I don't know.
He wanted to get married to get the green card.
He guys, please, if you meet someone on an app, honestly, if you just meet someone in general, please stop acting like you want to give them the world. I mean, just not even escalation. I'm trying to put it into words, but it's just weird. Like, you just moving a little too fast. Like, you don't know me. You were requesting like all these pictures and selfies. What did he say? Something like,
where's my motivation?
And he never.
I'm sorry.
He
I'm
never
sorry.
asked me for anything. We were just having a regular conversation. By the second day we were texting, he's like, you didn't send me any morning motivation. I text her this screenshot, and I'm like, what does he mean? Do you be sending these niggas like YouTube motivation videos or something? And she was like, no.
You should have done that. Oh my God.
I should have.
You should have done that. Missed opportunity.
You're right. I'm going to keep my eyes out. I sent it to her, and she was like, no, I think that's an innuendo for like a picture of you. And I was like, I mean, number one, you're like assuming that that's like a thing that we would do. Negro, I don't know you. Why are you even requesting that of me? And he was making it seem like, oh yeah, we're going to be talking like this needs to be like an everyday type of thing. Fucking
Relax.
weird. Fucking weird. But he wanted to hang out this weekend, and I was like, hey, well, I already made friends. I already made plans with my friend this weekend. So if you have an extra friend for her, then cool. But if not, like, we can hang out another time. Right? Mm-hmm. I told him this straight up. I'm trying to be straightforward with these niggas, like whether y'all care or not. And he was like, oh, okay. So he was supposed to have a friend. His friend didn't, I think his friend, I don't know, he was just being weird. He was just being flaky. So he was like, well, I'm not opposed to us just meeting up, and, I'll call some people while I'm out. And I'm like, no, I'm not about to do that. I'm not about to, like, make her a third wheel straight out the gate. So if you have a friend, let me know. We can all go out. It's fine. Now, meanwhile, while I'm texting him, I'm texting the set of nigga that we actually did end up hanging out with.
They were cool.
Yeah, but the
Mostly.
first set, at a certain point during the night, I guess he feels like I'm texting too slow for him, so he calls. But I had just bought Carson her payment, so she answers the phone when he calls because I gave her my phone to pick up the Uber Eats.
I didn't know if that was. I was like,
she thought it was the guy that I actually liked.
Yeah,
because I guess they have similar names or similar.
Girl, I don't know. I didn't know his name.
Whatever. So she answers the phone and
he says, like, hey, and I'm like, hey.
And mind you, I've only talked on the phone with this person once, so he probably does not know my voice.
Girl, I was like, all right, girl. And so he's like, oh, I'm about to, send you the address. I'm like, all right.
And then you hung up?
Yeah.
Okay. And then she hangs up, and then she comes in and she's like, oh, you're king, and that's oh shit. She's like, oh, this guy called.
You're king.
Okay. Okay, she's like, oh, you're king. She was making a joke. He called you. I was like, okay. You answered? I wouldn't have answered because that wasn't the person I was like trying to hang out with at the time. But she answered. I'm like, okay. So I texted him and I was like, oh, that was my friend who picked up the phone. Whoop-de-whoop, blah, blah, blah. And he's like, oh, okay, ha, you got me. So he sends the address and I'm like, okay, boom. We're going to go to this other bar real quick, pick up a drink, and then we will head your way. Now, we were just setting this up just in case the other set of niggas, fell through, right? But this man gets upset. He calls me. He's like, I'm trying to, I came out to this place for you, whoop-de-whoop, blah, blah. I'm like, I never asked you to do that, number one. He's like, oh, well, your condition was that I have a friend. I was like, yeah, but I still wasn't canceling the plans that I had. So I hung up. Carson was, in the background, just block him and just hang up and just block him.
He was coming off aggressive. I mean, hey, she said, I'm not a bitch like you. I'm not just going to hang up on some.
I didn't mean to say it like that.
That's it. Yeah, you did. You said it. And you said it more than once. That's what you meant. And I wasn't saying.
I'm not heavy with a block button.
Okay.
Yeah. I didn't mean to say it like that, though. Because that, playing that back, that sounds wrong to say.
I was going to say, it wasn't like you weren't sure of yourself because you definitely said it twice.
I'm sorry, Carson.
That's how you feel.
She's just real heavy with a block button. I'm just not there yet. I don't have a problem explaining to someone, okay, this is what it is, this is what it's not, and just being upfront and honest or attempting to be.
All right.
So either way, I explained myself. I'm like, hey, I'm not about to switch around my plans. We will literally just come see you right after. It's not a big deal. It's not a problem. And I hung up. And he texted me and he's like, did you really just hang up with me? And I didn't respond. I was about to. And he was like, please lose my number. And I was like, all right, bet. Now I don't have to come up with anything for later. So the guys that we actually do end up hanging out with, do we have any names for them?
The doctor and the engineer.
Yeah, the doctor and the engineer. The doctor was my date. The engineer was the friend. So the doctor shows up, and we end up going to this club that's on about 5 minutes away from me. And we're thinking that it's going to be some type of chill spot. And we get in there, and niggas
It's a club.
It's a club.
Like they were like, and niggas didn't have no mask on. I was like, oh gosh. I was like,
We're gonna die.
We're gonna die.
Like, we're gonna die.
So we put my mask on. We go to the furthest end of this area, and we sit down. And they get us drinks, and then once again, they split up the dream team.
Mm-hmm.
And how was your conversation with the doctor?
It was cool. So he's a doctor, just finished an MBA, side businesses. So I was like,
all he needed was a podcast, and they would have got married
on the spot. But it was cool. It was a nice conversation. We talked about work. We talked about his businesses. It was a chill conversation. Nothing too wild. How was your conversation?
I felt like I was kind of like, do you not want to be here? Like, I'm sorry to bother you.
Really?
A little bit, but that was fine. I mean,
he wasn't as personable.
Yeah, he said he's an introvert like me, so I was trying to like.
Okay, so what's confusing about that is he was the only one who knew what we were walking into.
Yeah.
So
I don't know.
We were all confused.
Baltimore niggas different.
We were all confused.
We were like, oh, this is
a lot.
We went out.
Yeah, we were expecting something, very similar to what we did Friday night, where it's like some spaced out tables, people getting food,
we were just sitting in
drinks.
the bar.
Yeah, basically. And it was not like that at all.
So I don't know. We talked about travel, small things, family and all that stuff. I don't know. He was making like, I would say slightly problematic things. There's a person that was dancing and he wasn't sure if it was a man or a woman.
Yeah, and then you asked me. I thought that was kind of weird.
He kept asking me, and I was like, okay.
That was kind of weird. And
yeah.
I did see your eyes like bug out and be like, so I was like, okay, maybe this is a little weird. So we did have some points in our separate conversations where they became like joint conversations.
Yeah.
I mean, was he asking for what though?
I don't know. I was like,
does it matter?
I was like, he's literally across the room. But
I feel like when men are in the presence of someone who's like fully themselves and a part of that community, if it makes you uncomfortable, I mean, you may be a little gay, like yourself.
I don't know. I think that there is.
You don't want to be outed. Like, I feel like you've had some type of, thoughts or some type of something. If you can't be
the only thing that makes you gay is liking other niggas. Like,
very true. Okay, what I mean by gay. Okay, let me dial it back. If you're that uncomfortable, usually, and this is what gay men say about men who are on the DL or men who have had thoughts.
No, I'm not.
Usually, it's because like you've questioned it yourself, whether you've like acted on it or whatever the case may be. Like you've thought about it yourself, and being in the presence of someone who's so authentically and so comfortably that.
We are on the same side of the coin. What I was saying is, I don't know why people are so weird about it. Like, if it's kind of like you could catch gay. Like if you sneeze too hard, like it's contagious. It'll only work if you are. So that's what I was saying. But other than that, I mean, it was cool. They asked about the podcast. They had some strong opinions on that Salt Bay video.
Yeah, I thought it was weird. So at first they were asking us about the podcast, and we were, recommending Very Freaky Girl series, of course, 'cause that's the winner. Y'all know that's the winner right there.
And so they were asking, so what was that about? Because we had mentioned it. Because at first it was like, oh, so what are you talking about on the podcast? And I was like, it's being 24, being a woman, dating, relationships, some of our experiences.
Feel like get more specific. We were like,
all right, well, let's see. What episode do you recommend to people?
I recommend No Jokers, Jokers Out. I think it's episode 7. That wild ass nigga kickback. I recommend that because I listen to that one myself. Like when I need a good laugh, I'm having a rough day, I listen to that one because I think it's freaking hilarious, and I still cannot believe we were a part of that shit.
We stayed for so long.
We did. And we had absolutely no idea of a podcast at that moment. So the question is why? It wasn't for content.
We were bored. It was like month 2 or 3.
Yeah.
Of quarantine, I guess.
That's so crazy. That was month 2 or 3.
Yeah. It just, because foolishness, they were wild. They were extremely wild. The niggas, it is draws.
Mm.
And they may or may not have been with each other. Allegedly. Allegedly.
We should check on that storyline. But yes, we talked about the Freaky Girl series and how we went to the sex clubs and stuff, and
You know, that's a nigga's favorite.
it really is. They asking us, like, did you participate? And they're like, y'all paid and didn't participate? And like well, for me, I was explaining to
who would I participate with?
number one, and number two, like, I'm going to hand Carson my purse and be like, all right, I'm about to come real quick. Here you go. Hold on to this. Hold on to this while I climb Mount Everest.
Nah.
But I was trying to explain to my date that I'm not a one night stand type of person. Like, I'm not super spontaneous like that. Like, that's something that I feel like I would
like
go to.
when after experiencing that, I realized I'm pretty vanilla.
Yeah. That's something I would do with someone who I'm dating or someone who I'm talking to, and like we have sex anyway. And that's just a different scenery because I actually like that. But outside of that, I'm not about to go to a sex club, not know who this person is, and just be open in my life. I can't do that. I'm gonna be dry as hell.
Yeah, so and so then they get into the Salt Bay video about how they thought that was mad disrespectful, and they were saying that wouldn't y'all have an issue if
describe the video first, because I had never heard of it. He said that it was a real popular thing right now. Had you ever heard of it?
Yeah, you're just not on
I'm not on Twitter.
Yeah, it was all on Twitter. I don't know if you guys remember the Salt Bay from like a few years ago. The cook, he was at the restaurant and there was a lady that he was feeding some of this food that he cooked, and they said that the way that she ate the piece of steak was disrespectful.
I mean, was she moaning or something?
She just had her mouth and her tongue out for a piece of food. And I was like, it's like if you go to hibachi and they throw you, like,
and they were like, oh, that's how you eat food at home? I mean, she wasn't eating the food. Like, how do you know that?
I was
how do you know that's not the way she eats?
He literally gave it to, it wasn't just her. There was a party. He gave it to several people.
Right.
I don't know. I think that was a big deal. And then they were trying to equate, like, oh, let's say you're out and a woman tells your significant other, and he sneezes, and the woman's like, bless you, sweetheart. Y'all gonna have a problem with that. I'm like,
no.
Who do y'all be with?
Not really.
It's a fucking bless you.
I think some of us be starting arguments with ourselves.
Yeah, I think a lot of times men try to make up scenarios in their head that makes sense. And I'm like, that's not about to happen. Bless you?
He's like, just because you all think properly doesn't mean that.
That's another thing. I feel like I'm tired. Like, men always like, you're not like other girls. I don't.
What does that mean?
Or that whole narrative, like, I'm different. The pick-me-shas.
We were having that conversation a few times this weekend.
Yeah.
Trying to define, like, what a pick-me-sha is.
And I feel like the best thing is, like, I'm not like other girls. And they say that in a way to appease men and put other women down. It's what I would describe.
It's very divisive. I've come to that conclusion. It's very divisive. Whether you would consider I don't think anyone's going around considering themselves one because of the bad connotation. But whether you subscribe to that type of thinking and say, oh, well, I'm not like other girls. I'm not about to. Yeah.
I'm about serving my man.
50-50.
If my husband and my kids were drowning, I'd save my husband. We can make more kids. Those are quotes from people.
We can make more kids?
Yes. You need to get on Twitter.
I guess I do. But honestly, stuff like that I feel like would just bring me down throughout the day.
I feel like if I had a significant other and it was between me or my kids and they didn't save my kids, there wouldn't be us.
Yeah.
I would want them to choose my kids over me anyway. But yeah, so how did you feel like this weekend went? And then after we went out, we tried to record our episode of the podcast, and we were both too cranky and tired, so
it didn't work.
We're here now. Happy Tuesday.
Honestly, I think the weekend went well. Like, I enjoyed myself, honestly.
Nice hanging out with you.
Yeah, we really haven't had too many experiences together lately, like too many going out experiences together or too many dating experiences together. I can recall one double date, and that was like in 2017.
Yeah. I mean, I will feel like, I don't know if she's a better wing woman than me, or was her date just giving her more to work with? Because I felt like, I'm like, okay, I don't want to keep asking this person questions if they don't want to talk. But we're just sitting in awkward silence. And then I'm like, yo, if I don't talk, I'm going to fall asleep. I was tired. But I mean, it was cool. Nothing against them. I hope you guys listen.
Yeah, it was fun. I think the whole Salt Bay thing, which was really interesting to me, is the guy kept saying, "Oh, she's putting another nigga's meat in her mouth," and I'm like, "No, she's putting food into her mouth."
Oh yeah, the one thing he did say that I was not cool with was, "Oh yeah, but like when we go back home, she better like suck me up, or if she says no, that's a problem." He's like, "I better not hear no when we leave because of all that."
Because she's what? Because all of a sudden she used to having her tongue out. Because
I was like,
eating.
she was eating steak.
Yeah, I think sexualizing eating.
Y'all be like making shit harder for yourselves. It's
Right.
literally just y'all. I don't know if I mentioned it on a podcast, but we were kind of talking about it when we were discussing this episode. I remember one time I was with this guy, and we went to Chick-fil-A, and he's like, "There's an order I get when I'm by myself, and the order I get when I'm with like my friends or guys." And he said that he would not order a strawberry milkshake because it's pink in front of a woman that he was interested in or his friends.
Meanwhile, I wouldn't even notice.
Bro, who
Or
look
care.
you got y'all niggas be inspecting milkshakes? Like, but
Yeah.
some people, I don't know.
Just sexualizing everything. I remember being in Oh, I want to cut you off. Go ahead.
No, I had this is a good friend of mine, and I was like, bro, you ignorant. She's like, well, like, if a guy said his favorite fruit was pineapple, isn't that a little weird? Because it's a sexual fruit.
It's a fucking fruit.
Who don't like pineapples? Is it gay y'all to like pineapples and strawberry milkshakes? I don't know. I've never really subscribed to that.
I just don't understand because let's say you're drinking a vanilla milkshake. Doesn't that remind you of cum? I don't understand. Like, if we're really going to take it there, like, where does it stop? It doesn't. It's dumb.
It's very dumb.
When I was in high school, so I guess the way that I drink out of water bottles, like, I put, like, the whole, like, bottle.
Well, we know how she handles her
Whatever. But
super trooper out here.
What I'm saying
Corinne Steffen, Superhead.
Before I was doing that, though, I can recall being in the 9th grade, and I think some guy bought me a Gatorade, and I was drinking it, but I guess to his view, my whole lips were around the whole circumference of the water bottle.
She been a freak.
Instead of, I guess, half sipping it, and he was just, like, stunned. Like, to him, like, that was a sign. That was a signal. I'm, like, 14. I ain't never seen a penis. Like,
Yeah,
it's just...
It's really interesting because my best guy friend said that the way that I drink out of water bottle infuriates him, and that's why we would probably never be together. So I could never date you because of how you drink out of a water bottle.
How do you drink out of it?
Okay, so what I think happened, right? You know when you're little, or I think I might have like cut a side of my mouth or lip, so I kind of like leaned to one side, and that kind of became the habit. So like that infuriated the fuck out of him.
That's funny.
Yeah, so.
All right. I mean, how do you think
She's
this
getting
weekend-
wifed off of her sipping a Gatorade bottle.
How do you think this weekend went?
That was cool. I mean, I feel like I don't know if I like going out. Like, I be telling people I'm a homebody, but like I think I
like going out. I just think I like variety and going out.
let me say that I like going out. I just maybe like clubs and nightlife is not my that might not
And that's
be it.
perfectly fine. Like, honestly, it's not an every weekend thing for me. Like, I kind of want to switch
Girl,
it
it's
up.
like every few it's quarterly at a certain point.
Like, let's like throw in some Top Golf. Like, I like sipping paints. I like, maybe a game night here and there. Like, I want to be more social because I don't want to. I notice that weekends where I spend the entire weekend at home.
It doesn't make it. I think that, as humans, we'd like to interact and we want that. I don't know. I feel like, especially last night, I'm like, yo, my like social meter, like I'm spent.
It's dead.
That card is declined. I have.
Well, that's
nothing
real
left.
too. Knowing and being aware of when you're good. Like, socially, I'm good. Socially, my battery is dead.
Yeah, but also I'm like, who wants to be in a very weirdly shaped bar? I wish we were on the side where they had the Connect Four. At least we play some games. Who's trying to run a game of spades? I've been asking. Oh yeah, we talked about that on Friday.
Yeah.
And her man was hyping her up. Her
He
boyfriend.
was. He was like, okay, I'm gonna turn you around. We were in a bar stool that like swiveled. He was like, okay, I'm gonna turn you around now. Talk shit to her. And I was like, let me play along with this. This is hilarious.
Yeah, and she would look at me. She couldn't even keep a straight face.
Because it was hilarious.
I was gonna say,
Yo, that man probably thought like I was extremely interested. I mean, he was cool, but He considered that like our first date. Like he said that like multiple times.
I think he was maybe just smidgen a little bit. He's nervous. He probably wasn't been around a beautiful woman like yourself. So that was Grandma's weekend. You know, we're gonna try this again in 6 to 8 weeks when we've really fully charged our social battery.
Basically, so Memorial Day weekend, it's lit.
I mean, we'll see. I'm trying to be somewhere warm on a beach in a cute 2-piece around that time.
Miami.
I don't know about Miami, though.
Maybe Houston.
I want a beach. I don't know. We'll see. All right, well.
Are we blocking anyone?
That one guy that said lose my number.
Oh,
but
yeah.
You're a bitch if you block him.
You wanted me to block him like in mid-conversation.
I mean, I'm just saying.
You like hang up and block him. And I was like,
bro, I'm not going to listen to somebody come on the phone and yell at you. Or
I don't think, honestly, I didn't take what he was saying as yelling.
Okay. I mean, hey, yeah, you mess with me. I'm like, it's cool. I'm a bitch. I block you. It is what it is. I mean, it takes a while to get on the block list, if I remember. Because there's so many unsaved numbers. Hey, that's not to my own harm. Like, I am overwhelmed. I don't be responding to people. I don't think, I'm just not meant for, like, dating. For the dating
She has
apps.
this revelation, or she has this breakdown, like, once a week, y'all. She's like, I'm just not meant to date. I'm just like,
yeah, right. I just think this is offensive, and I'm sorry. I'm a bad lesbian. Sometimes, or maybe I'm, like, aromantic. I don't think I'm asexual, but I don't
like
know.
These niggas.
I think my greatest flaw is that I'm attracted to men.
That's saying a lot.
We also discussed our type of men, and Chanel said that hers were nerdy niggas that look like they've got good dick.
Yeah. With a podcast. But you know,
With a
like just
podcast.
looks wise. I like nerdy looking niggas. I mean, I'm into dad bods. Like I like you gotta have some meat on your bones, but I definitely am more into nerdy niggas. And Carson would think the dudes that I think are attractive are like ugly as hell. But she's in the hood cute, and I do not find that cute.
I mean,
Shit is just hood.
no, there's hood cute. Like the person we talked about earlier. That is hood cute.
Who did we talk about earlier?
This is gonna sound so bad. The one I said whose baby I might keep.
Oh, yeah, he was cute.
Yeah, so like that's the standard. There's just not a lot of standard niggas. But I don't know. I feel like I would want somebody who is, you know, physically fit and looks like they'd be a good, you know, mate. And it's like, you know, like can handle me. I'm a big girl.
She's really not even that big, y'all, I promise you.
I meant like tall and voluptuous. I did try to wear a green olive jumper. So like I don't think the color olive is cursed because we both had it on and she said this weekend was fine.
I didn't say it was a color, okay? I said it was that combination of black and olive on you.
I don't black shoes.
Olive top, black skirt. Never again. I'm never going out with you again dressed like that.
The next time we go out, I'm going to try to find a similar outfit like that.
I bet you I won't answer.
I was saying, it's cool. I'm going to meet you out.
I'm going to turn back around and be like, nope, I'm not doing this foolishness again. I left this in 2017. Not doing this foolishness again.
All right, well, we just, you know, wanted to give you guys an update of us trying to be social hoes. We do have a new series that we're working on, and we're doing it scientifically, too.
Yeah.
We're going to date. We're going to have a dating series. The name has not come yet, but we're going to have an episode about our experience dating men that are older.
Gosh, y'all, when I tell you these old niggas are
people that we meet.
Else.
So there's a few categories. So we're still figuring out the best way to lay it out. So we've got old niggas, we've got niggas that are younger than us, we've got
Sweet
you know
spot.
Right around our age. We've got people we meet, and then the differences between like apps and real life. And then ideally we would end our dating series with a lucky male not listener but guest. So our male listeners out there, if you're interested in joining us in our currently unnamed dating series.
Okay, as we say this, males who would like to be guests, you must have a personality.
She's calling y'all niggas boring.
I'm not saying that because I can draw a conversation. That's not an issue. But this is a podcast for entertainment. So you must have a personality. You cannot give one word answers. Do not overtalk us because this is still our shit.
Period. And we already overtalk each other, so
yeah, we don't need that shit.
And we got new equipment, so I could turn down your mic, bitch.
All right, what else? What else for a male guest? Like, have something to say. Like, sometimes when niggas be like, "Oh yeah, I want to be on the podcast," and they be like, "Oh, I could talk about anything." Can you? Can you really?
And as you guys know, our lovely listeners, we go off topic quite a lot. So as long as you can keep up. But yeah, so I think we are having either a 4 or 5 part series about dating.
2021.
Yeah. And yeah, I mean, I was gonna say I would give you a little sneak peek, but I don't want to ruin the surprise.
Nah. Just had to
Deviant deviant.
So listen, shut up. Okay, all right, y'all. I mean, we can do a slight. So I met this dude on Bumble. And
okay. Well, we'll start off with that. 3 weeks ago, we recorded an episode talking about like dating apps. We didn't like the episode enough to post it, but she was like, "Yo, bro, Bumble's where it's at. You should get Bumble." And I'm like, "All right, you know what? Maybe." Because when Bumble first came out, you had to basically submit a fucking college application and answer all these questions. And I'm like, who wants to take a test to meet a digger?
Well, it's not like that anymore.
It's not. All the apps basically are the same. So it's like Bumble's where it's at. And Bumble's nice.
I met a dude on Bumble. He's like 34. I'm 24. So he's like a good 10 years older. So we'll put him in the older nigga category.
Well, we didn't have to tell the story. We were just like, she told us about Bumble, and it's been an interesting experience. In the 13 and a half days that I've been on Bumble, I re-downloaded Hinge. I'm not for this, as I said before. Like, your girl
I don't mind it. I kind of like it. Like
I just realized I'm not good at talking to more than one person.
Oh, it's a delicate balance.
Yeah, it should be overwhelming. And it's like, I'm tired of asking people their favorite color. Come spin my butt. It's like, nah. Psych. I don't want that.
You sending out a challenge right now. So we're going to go ahead and...
We'll end on that.
Yes.
So be on the lookout for the dating series.
I feel like it's just always, what are you doing? It never like just comes on my face. Like,
it's
I feel
always,
like
what are you doing? It's never, what's your cash app?
Oh, that's a good one. That's a good one.
It's always, what are you doing? It's never, let's go get brunch.
Bottomless mimosas are the key word.
I was going to say, I bullied somebody and take me to bottomless mimosas.
Girl, last time I went on a date with that, before he even sat down, I had already ordered it. He went to the bathroom and I'd already ordered it. He came back, he was like, dang, how did we get this? You know,
gotta be quicker than that.
Gotta be quicker than
that.
No,
I looked legit, was like, yo, we're not going anywhere unless you get bottomless mimosas. Because this was, like I said, re-downloaded the dating app, and that was somebody I tried to leave in 2020.
I don't even know why this man still took you. You said, y'all, okay, we can even leave out on this. Niggas, please have some self-respect.
Yeah, this particular person, I'm like, bro, I don't know why you still talk to me. And I think he might be finally done. I'm like, bro, like, yeah.
Please.
A lapse of judgment.
But I mean, honestly, women, we do the same thing. It's just with actions. Like, if he's constantly showing you, maybe not you, but I know I've done it. If he's constantly showing, like, his actions, like, are trying to leave you in a certain year, listen. And niggas, when women actually say it out loud, listen. Everyone should get some self-respect and some self-esteem.
I don't think I've told anybody I've left them in 2020.
I thought you said you did, verbally.
I told him I don't want to talk to him anymore. I was like, look, I'm not into that space. I don't want that. But he's also one of those people that be like, oh, that's not what I want, to then change your mind. So, but we'll get more
in. Lying over pussy or lying to get pussy.
Yeah, so we'll get into that. But we're about an hour in of our episode. It's been good to get back. I think this will be a good episode. So hopefully you're hearing this on a lovely Tuesday. We're going to try to record again, maybe. Get you some content rolling. But bye, guys. Thank you for listening. It means a lot.